Let's go to Jacob, who's on the line in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Jacob, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, Ken, how's it going?
Well, I'm living the dream, sir. How are you?
Oh, better than I deserve.
Oh, a Dave Ramsey listener. I love it. Fantastic.
Yes, sir.
How can I help today?
Well, I'm calling in and want to thank you. We talked about a year ago about some roles, and now I'm calling in to do my dream screen.
What? Oh,
Yes,
my
sir.
gosh. I got goosebumps all over my body. Now, Joe and Madison sneaked this up on me. I didn't know you were calling to do a dream screen, which I actually prefer it this way. So
Yeah.
let's take the audience through this real quick. When you called me a year ago, what was the challenge? What did we discuss? And then what did you do? So 3-part question. Where were you a year ago?
So a year ago, I was working in a sales and management job that I just was not happy with. You and I talked a little bit about project management because that's the role I kind of thought I wanted to go into. And then I kind of stumbled into the perfect role. I was so frustrated with my job that I was like, okay, I want to do project management. Let's go work labor at a construction company just to get hands in and get in the proximity of what's
Okay, now
going
hold on. So that's where we ended that call. Is we moved you more into project management because there was some interest there, talent obviously to pull it off. And so you just said, all right, let's try this out. And you did. So where did you move next?
So I went to work for a construction company as just a laborer, and then they found out that I could work on cars, so they moved me into the shop. And then when I was in the shop, they sent me out on deliveries, and I found out that I really liked it, and they wanted me to keep doing it. So then they decided to send me to get me my CDL.
Which is, tell me what that is. I'm clueless.
Commercial driver's license, so driving the big trucks.
Yeah. And so now you're driving a big, giant commercial truck?
Yep.
And why is that so fulfilling? Because I could just hear the happiness in that chuckle.
Yeah. It's so stress relieving when I get behind the wheel because it's just me and my brain and whatever podcast I'm listening to, and nobody's sitting there looking over my shoulder. I'm my own boss. I get to manage my own project, my own time schedule. So basically, I'm running my own little mini business, which eventually I'd like to own a full-fledged trucking company. But for me, it's all about the autonomy.
I love this. Do you know why I love this, Jacob? Because I don't think anybody thought that a guy who's driving a truck was going to call in and do his dream scream and say, I love driving a truck. And I think it's stinking fantastic. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah, I never did either. I was a mechanic, fell into that trap of going back to school thinking that's what I had to do and ran up that debt. And lo and behold, if I just would have listened to my heart 15 years ago, I would be a much better place right now.
Now, and you're there, and you said something earlier where you said you stumbled, but I'm going to correct you now because we're friends and you know how happy I am for you, right?
Yep.
You didn't stumble into anything. You took some very clear steps after you hung up the phone that day. Yes or no?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and you got in proximity, did you not?
I did.
So tell folks how proximity worked for you. Like, give us the nitty gritty.
Yeah. So getting into the company that had multiple roles, I was able to work with them to help me find a good spot for me. And then now the proximity is I'm getting to learn the trucking industry and finding what path in the trucking industry works. Cause it's like, you can drive a big truck, but do you want to be a concrete driver? Do you want to be a dump truck driver? Do you want to be over the road? So there's multiple lanes that you could be in. Yeah. And that's where I'm finding now with using the proximity of being in the role.
Yeah, you're actually in the truck and you love how freeing it is. And what I love most, folks, about what Jacob's telling us, he's actually going to school. He's using proximity to think and plan for the future. And you're behind the truck, you're behind the wheel most of the day after you've observed a situation. And not only are you paying attention and observing an industry that you eventually want to own your own business in, and you want to talk about dream screaming, holy cow, we may give you 2 dream screams. But you're also using that time behind the wheel to learn. You talked about podcasts, audiobooks. I mean, you're getting paid to do research on your future company.
Absolutely.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I got to tell you, this is awesome. You know how we do this, Jacob. It's time for you to do your dream scream. I want to tell you how proud I am of you. You inspire me. You're inspiring so many people today, and they can hear the joy in your heart. And by the way, this is Dream Job Level 1, and now he's just in it. And now we're not stopping what we're doing. Jacob is in the role. He's doing the dream job, but it's going to become a dream company in the near future. There's no stopping, Jacob. So, Jacob, count it down from 3, and let's hear a dream scream.
3, 2, 1. I'm living the dream.
Yes! Jacob isn't just dreaming, folks. He's doing the dream. You know what I mean? I love dreamers. Like, every vision comes from a dream. Now, there's dreams, and I believe dreams work collectively to create a vision. That's the Mount Everest analogy that I use all the time. But Jacob isn't dreaming anymore. He's doing the dream. We say, I'm living the dream, because he's actually doing it. I got to tell you, and here's what I want you to take away, folks. Don't you dare look down your nose at your own dream. Don't you dare compare your dream to somebody else's dream. Jacob is living the dream, driving a truck. Wow. Don't you dare tell me that the American dream is dead.